know it. Meet me outside of Feldcroft as soon as you can.
Alright, so between episodes, I was doing stuff in the room of requirement, and Sebastian just sent me a letter telling me to meet him at Feldcroft again. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that at some point, but you're not missing much. I'm just making some potions, and since I have so many potions to make, I actually, between making these, have interacted with the animals. I'm making some upgrades for my equipment. I also did unlock a slightly better scarf through identification, but it's only 1 point better and has a worse trait. So I'm just going to not use it. I'm going to stick with this one, rather than waste the resources to make a new trait for a scarf that is only 1 point better. But yes, I'm going to cut the video again and just keep doing what I'm doing. I don't get why the game couldn't just send me Sebastian's owl post with the other ones I got. But yes, I digress. I'll see you guys soon. You know what I should do? I should really just like write myself a script or something that just spams the F key so that I can just idle this and go make myself a cup of coffee, because one thing that I really hate about this taking real time is that it takes such a short amount of time that you can't go and do something while you're waiting, but it takes so long that you have to sit here and just wait. So yeah, that's something I might have to consider in the future, but I'm almost done at this point, so I don't need to do that now. Because I would have loved to go and make another cup of coffee in the meantime while I wait, but yeah, I have to go upstairs for that. Alright, last one. And then I'll just start brewing another, so I have one at the ready next time I'm here. Yeah, so I ultimately decided that we're going to go and talk to Sebastian first. Maximilian is rather worried about Sebastian. He's worried that Sebastian's going to do something stupid if he doesn't help keep him on the straight and narrow. So, sorry, Natsai, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Maximilian's going to look out for his friend. Not saying that you're not a friend. He's just more concerned about this friend doing something stupid. And it's nighttime. Okay, well, I'm going to be out of school grounds for a while. I might as well change into my Highlands attire. Might as well. And no, I'm not changing clothes in the middle of the street. It's a wave of the wand. That's not my normal overcoat. And then you change the appearance of things. Is it this that's my normal one? No, it's this. Gloves are the same. This is this. Okay, yep, I am good and dressed up for the Highlands now. Out of my school uniform. Ooh, there's a merchant here. Might as well sell that worse, or slightly better but worse scarf that I got. Oh, interesting. He sells animal parts. Beast products, I think is the proper word, not animal parts. Good to know, because I actually did run out of Jobbernall feathers when I was upgrading my stuff. I might have to come back to you at some point. I'm not selling this because this is a significant upgrade. And we are super close to being able to actually use it.
Business with you.
Hence why I upgraded it in the loom once.
Stop by any time.
But yes, these two are apparently over here, just outside of town. We're supposed to be talking to Sebastian and Anne. Yeah, they're both here.
Sebastian, a lost relic from a catacomb which requires a dark sacrifice.
I know how it sounds, but if this can help you, it's worth the risk.
Does Ominous know about this?
He helped find the scriptorium where we discovered Slytherin's spellbook.
Very well. If Ominous will be there, I'll meet you. We don't have much time. Solomon wants to leave Feldcroft.
What? Leave? Never mind. You need to stall him. Buy us time, Anne. Please.
I shall do my best. I'll be in touch.
Solomon can't take Anne from Feldcroft. Where would they go? When would I see her?
I mean, I suspect Ominous will be there, because Ominous is wont to do that, just appear at the most inopportune times for your mission, but lying to her, making it seem like he is on your side with this, is not gonna end very well. I know you mean well, but yeah, probably best not to lie to her.
Sebastian, I can't believe my uncle wants to leave Feldcroft. Anne's going to stall him. She must. We need time.
Time? For what?
I've learned more about the relic. I cross-referenced Slytherin's spellbook with everything in the library on relics and dark sacrifices. That's when I realized something. I believe the relic will only work inside the catacomb.
Yeah, this is a bit more complicated than we thought.
So we have to get Anne to the catacomb and then conduct a sacrifice? Seems risky.
It'll be worth the risk. Our biggest hurdle may be convincing Ominous. And we'll only give this a chance if he's on board.
And we have to keep all of this from your uncle. If he goes to the headmaster, we could be expelled.
Let me handle Ominous this time. As for my uncle, he's not an Auror anymore. What he doesn't know, well, won't hurt us.
So you weren't lying about Ominous being there, kind of. You're hoping he'll be there. That's what I'm trying to say. He hasn't agreed yet. You did tell her that he would be there, though. But yeah, ex-Auror or not, he probably still has some contacts in the Ministry. I'm a bit concerned about this.
Do you think your uncle would tell anyone at the Ministry about all of this if he found out?
If he found out, I doubt he'd go to the Ministry. He didn't part ways with them well, from what I understand. He won't say, but I believe his strong aversion to dark magic has something to do with his time there. Anne thinks he once decided to fight fire with fire, so to speak, and resorted to using an unforgivable curse in a fight against dark wizards. At least that's what she thought she heard. When he realized what his job had led him to become, he left rather abruptly. So, I'm not sure he'd go to the Ministry to report on his own family using dark magic now.
Yeah, I've heard that Aurors can get permission to use unforgivables in some extreme cases, so I guess that makes sense.
Good luck with Ominous. Until we meet again.
I shall let you know when the four of us should meet at the catacomb. Look for my owl. See you soon.
Yeah, I suppose if Ominous is going to be there as well, that does bode well for Maximilian being able to get through to Sebastian. Two of us probably can help with that. But yes, let's go back to Feldcroft, and then now we're really going to meet Natty. At least it wasn't a long wait for her for this little diversion. Sebastian was concerned that he was about to start practicing dark magic and going to the catacombs again. And once again, I shall say, Maximilian is not innocent in regards to using dark magic. He just thinks that Sebastian's taking it a little bit too far. I got completely turned around. There's Feldcroft. Oh, and I should clarify, he's not talking about the use of Imperio. He actually is fully in support of that decision.
Off on another adventure,
Using against the
are we?
Goblin, I mean. What he is not as much in support of is this relic requiring a dark sacrifice. He doesn't know what this sacrifice is going to entail, and thus he's a bit more hesitant to go forward with it. Whatever it is, though, it doesn't sound good.
Accio!
Go get Paige. Ah, finally leveled up. Fuck. I kept getting so close. Also, that fuck was a good fuck, not like a disappointed fuck. Right. Bombarda Mastery is one that I was looking at. I do remember I had one that I really wanted, but I don't really remember what it was at this point, because it's been a while since I've recorded this game. Not since last episode's ending, mind, but before that. No, last episode was the last trial. The previous episode's ending. There was like a month gap between those, and I hadn't looked at the talent pool yet. Yeah, I really don't think I need this one. Wiggenveld? Why did I say it like that? Wiggenweld seems to be good enough as it is currently. So yeah, the two that I was thinking about, I think, are Bombarda Mastery and Imperio Mastery. Enemies under your control with Imperio curses other targets with each successful strike. Yes, actually, this is the one that I wanted. Because Imperio, as it is now, isn't actually terribly useful, but if it's able to spread like curses to other targets, that makes it pretty useful. I still can't get on my broom. I was just gonna fly across, but no, I guess I'll take the bridge like some kind of plebeian. Plebeian. Again, that's a word that I have read a lot more than I've heard, so apologies if I don't pronounce it correctly. So I have to wait for Natsai. I guess I didn't keep her waiting after all. I guess it would be a little bit silly to expect her to show up in the dead of night.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
Oh, so that's what this is going to be about. Are we actually going to move on that?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
I wouldn't count on it, but yeah, be careful at the Hogshead. If there are Ashwinders there, wouldn't want you getting caught by them. Oh, hi, ghost. Oh, there's another ghost. Alright, so we've got a few people to question here in Hogsmeade. Hi, Serona. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Yeah, up another flight, I guess.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Yeah, and he's trying to use your husband to get to you in order to coerce you to help.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
That does sound a little bit silly. It's not the strongest piece of evidence, but that note is pretty clear to me, at least. Don't know if it would exactly work if being shown to an authority, because it's not very explicit. But yes, that's what I needed, I think.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Alright, here's the note. Mrs. Rabe, we do hope that you will reconsider helping us with our banking needs. We've given you ample time to reach a decision on your own, but we are beginning to lose our patience. We know your husband would appreciate it if you were to see the value in our working together. Shall we expect a response by the week's end? Best to keep this between us, if you understand our meaning. Yeah, that's...
some evidence worth hanging on to.
That's a bit...
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
Fuck you, Maximilian. I was trying to talk and you interrupted me like 4 times or something like that. I wasn't actually counting. Don't rewind and count. It'll probably make me look foolish. Now I forgot what I was going to say. All right. So next person's up here.
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Yes.
But please tell me you didn't take it. But perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What does he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
I mean, at least you're trying to cover the expenses. That's good of you. Seems like a tough situation.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
Pretend I didn't just take that coin purse. That was my habit as a player. Maximilian wouldn't have done that, especially after that conversation. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm saying excuse me to a ghost when I could just walk right through him, but might as well be polite. Cat. This music is starting to get a bit droning. It's like repeating the same few notes over and over again.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Is that him?
Hello there.
Judging by the subtitle, I will say yes. Don't ask me how I know that.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
Yeah, Maximilian's brave side is starting to come out a bit here. He has more bravery than brains.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Yeah, hopefully the 3 testimonies that we've gotten would be enough to at least turn Officer Singer's eyes onto Harlow. I don't expect her to actually do anything, though. We seem to be the ones that are actually doing stuff. So I guess we're meeting outside of Hogsmeade again. I was trying to walk on the wall, but I kind of failed.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
Yes, perhaps. Although it doesn't really bode well, I don't think. Oh.
Accio!
Won't say no to another one of those. We are starting to get some seriously diminishing returns on experience. You can get over the wall, Maximilian.
Natty must be around here somewhere.
Wonder if that large cellar hatch that I just saw has anything to do with it. Maximilian, you fucker. I guess we're going for a swim in the cold water. Fuck's sake. Fine, we're going all the way around. And here I thought I could take a little bit of a shortcut. Alright. Yeah, I noticed these flowers around. I also noticed one near that hatch. Well, I mean, she can do wandless casting. She's told us about that before, but leaving a wand like that...
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
I think I already know.
Revelio.
Really, I have to actually cast Revelio? Don't mind me just getting frustrated at the controls. That man has seen some shit.
Revelio. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Yeah, and that wasn't even, like, meta-knowledge or anything. I honestly don't remember much of this quest from my first playthrough. That was just me noticing the flowers.
The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Accio!
Ah, okay, so I have to pull them both up completely.
A hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Also, this episode's going to end up slightly longer. I've started going away a bit from the fixed duration of these videos and rather just ending where it makes the most sense narratively. So yeah, that's why videos are getting a little bit longer. I did not hear what Maximilian just said, but it sounded like a request for a stealth mission, which, no.
Student would be arrogant enough to come in here.
Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus. Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus. My wand! Accio. Glacius. Defendum. Imperio.
Aha! Back. Flash of inspiration.
Expelliarmus.
Fight!
Confringo. Accio. Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus. Imperio.
Release me!
Glacius. Defender.
That went well. Yeah, who needs stealth when you have just overwhelming magical power? I think I heard another poacher. How did they not hear that commotion? You are as dear to me as an augury, whose voice foretells the coming rain. You are as loved by me as a crep could be, whose loyalty is true and plain. You have cast a spell over my heart. I want it not undone. You have charmed me from the very start. You have always been the one. Dulcibella Filbert.
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back.
I just noticed one of the dueling feats. Torture a burning enemy. That sounds pretty evil, Maximilian.
Revelio.
Unidentified neck item. Oh, speaking of items, since we did actually level up. Whoops, wrong one. I can actually equip my significantly better robe now, which I'm going to change to look like my Highlands attire because this is ugly as fuck. Okay. Got some more loot. And I'm wanting to search thoroughly because of the fact that I need to find this evidence. I found one piece, which I don't know if it could really be used as evidence because it's just a book of poems. But at least I'll be able to return it to the man.
Revelio.
Okay, so there's a bit more stuff over here. And a sheep in a cage. I guess this is a route that you could take if you wanted to be stealthy.
Confringo. Revelio.
Yeah, this is just a stealth route. Nothing really back here. Okay, we have some more people up here.
Oi.
Did you...
Confringo.
Whoever you are.
Accio. Arresto momentum. Glacius. Defender. He must be here somewhere.
Oh, hi guys.
Levioso.
You. Expulsion!
Arresto momentum.
Expulsion! What are you?
Expelliarmus. Glacius. Defender. Ethereal.
I let you go, Crucio.
Expelliarmus. Confringo.
That also went well. Didn't mean to use Imperio, but it's fine.
Revelio.
Okay, and this just connects back to the stealth route. I am seeing loot around here somewhere, and again, I want to investigate because it could be the evidence. Yeah, up there. Okay, yeah, I missed the staircase by the looks of it. To be fair, it does actually kind of blend in well with the environment. Yeah, this has the RH. I'm not going to read a love
Otto
letter.
Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
Now I have to find Natty, which I assume she's going to be somewhere this way, because this is where the guards seem to have been congregating. Oh, hi. Alright, so talk to you then. Wait, did I just hear field guide page? I did. Not a field guide page, a hidden chest, I guess.
Aloha Mora.
There we go. Wonder what's in this if it was hidden like that. Ah, his wand. Well, probably best I did that before talking to you then, because I imagine you'll want that back.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Very well. I mean, it didn't react at all. Alright, do you want...
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Do you want your wand back? No, just gonna go wandless? That's fine, I guess. And now I will lay off the unforgivables, because I have Netsai with me. I don't think she would approve. Okay, so we had to find a way out. The marker seems to be indicating up. Probably just came down some stairs on the way in, if I had to guess. Yeah. Well, it looks like we're not fighting our way out. Which is a little bit disappointing, because I have to admit I would have liked to see the wandless casting.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow once and for all.
Alright, out we go. And I don't actually think that this will be the end of Harlow, but it might at least get Officer Singer's eyes on the case.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
Yeah. Very much this. I think even Maximilian would say that, even though he's a bit of a nicer guy.
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us. We shall have no further discussion on this.
Yeah, I understand that.
Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
Yeah, I understand there's more to it, but you really don't seem to be pursuing any of it. Alright, just gonna wait in case there's Outpost. Nope, I think I'm good. So what's gonna be next? I guess talking with Poppy, or I could speak with Imelda. I've kept both, what's his face? Albie. It says there. It says right here in the journal. Albie and Imelda waiting for long enough, I think. This one we're honestly not going to do. And then speak with Deke can also wait. We'll speak with Natty before we speak with Deke. Yeah, so how far away is Imelda? I believe he said that she is on the southern coast. Let's go to world map. Yeah, so very fucking far and in uncharted territory. Ah, and we also have to meet Sebastian there, but we're not going to do that yet, because that's main quest. Yeah, I suppose we can venture into these lands, at least discover some of the Flue Flames, and then race Imelda. That seems like a decent plan. That way we actually have quick access to this place in the future if we need it. There are some side quests here, but I'm not going to worry about that. But yes, that is...
The Ashwinders have ceased pestering me. I suspect that's your doing. Thank you from me and Rosie both. We're just leaving for our honeymoon, after we tell Mr. Hill of our recent marriage. Wish me luck.
You guys got married within the span of time that we went to the cellar. Okay, that was fast. But yes, as I was going to say before I was so rudely interrupted, thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.